Welcome back, everybody. I recently purchased an online auction lot full of vintage Snap-on and Blue Point tools. A lot of them look like they probably came out of the 40s and 50s, and some slightly newer. The total for this lot, shipping, tax, everything included, was $427.28. I counted 119 items, so that's around $360 per item. The reason why I counted each item is because this box came with a hole in the corner, and I'm hoping everything's in the box. If you're shipping stuff like this, you got to use enough void fill so the items don't shift, because there's a lot of weight in these boxes. They easily blow out these flat rate boxes. But you also should use a garbage bag to put all the tools inside, and that way if this does blow open, the tools don't come spilling out because they're enclosed in the bag. So just a tip for you guys buying and selling. I don't usually do a tool haul on everything that I get, but I definitely have to do one on this one because somehow I need to prove if something is missing, if there is anything missing. Here's the only two items that came out of the long box, via a long 1/2-inch extension and a 1/2-inch breaker bar. And as you can see, these are the older logos for Snap-on. I'll have to look those up because I don't see a date stamp on here anywhere. I'll have to look up what dates they use that particular logo. This is the inside of the flat rate box. As you can see, the sockets are bagged, so that's good as long as they bag didn't slip out of the hole. The only concern I have, I guess, really now is if any of these longer pieces that were loose made it through there. I guess we're about to find out. With the sockets, we're not going to go one by one. We're going to go a bag at a time. And these are not all the exact matching years, but this is a 38 stamp, I believe. And as you can see, it has that same logo as the breaker bar and extension. So those are definitely 30s, 40s. And then I also saw a 7 stamp in here. And then this is a bit of a newer socket. These are all 1/2-inch drive, and obviously 12 point plus 1 6-point. So this next bag, not quite sure what's going on here. The lot was described as Snap-on lot, Snap-on and Blue Point, and this is a bunch of proto sockets, plus a Vulcan in here. But those are not part of the deal. I don't know if they were being shown without being told that they were proto. I'll have to check into that. Next bag up is all Snap-on. All but one are 1/2-inch drive. There's a 3/8 drive here. It looks like they might almost be a set, or close to a set. And they're all, of course, 1/2-inch, shallow SAE. All the ones I've looked at have this 0 marked on them. So I'll have to see what year that is. I know they're a little bit newer than the first ones we saw. Next is yet another tool that is neither Snap-on or Blue Point. It has a very ornate handle on it, but it's still not Snap-on or Blue Point. Next we have another one of these, probably 30s or 40s. It's a Snap-on, just say number 1. It's a little banged up. It's not horrible. Handle's a little banged up, like it was used to hit stuff with. So very cool piece. It could be back to the early 30s. Next out of the box we have a 71A 1/2-inch drive ratchet. Seems to be working in both directions. Pretty good shape overall. There's a date code on that one. Next I'm going to do all of these at once because I believe they're a set, or most of a set. These are the Blue Point tools. There could be more in there, but I knew these were Blue Point. I believe they call these box socket wrenches. These are offset on one side, box wrenches that are offset on one side, and then they're straight on the other side. So both ends are the same size. So this one is a set. I don't know if it's considered the full set. It is 7/16 through 15/16. Next up is this 1/2-inch sliding T-handle breaker bar. I don't see a part number anywhere on it. I see Snap-on there, obviously a very old logo. I see some sort of stamp there. I'm not seeing a part number on this. If anyone has any more information on this guy, let's drop it in the comments, please. Next up is this 5-piece set. I think that's the set number, not the bag number. So it's a set of metric midget wrenches, ignition wrenches. Very good condition. These are fairly old, but they're all in great condition. I apologize, the sun is directly behind me, so it's creating a little bit of lighting issues. This is the next Ziploc bag, and I think we're getting into some pretty old stuff here. This is a snap-on half-inch drive adapter to S2, and it has that same stamp as that breaker bar. Now, I don't know if that's someone's personal stamp, and I don't know if that's a snap-on stamp. The best way to describe it is like a 3-leaf clover. And I also see it on this 3/8 extension. That's a F2. We also have an F6 extension. Also an SK extension. Then we have a spark plug swivel socket, 1/4 inch deep socket, drag length socket. And then we have some pretty old swivels here. This is the original logo. I think they went something like 1930 to 44 with that logo. And all these have this like diamond stamp on them. And so do the 3/8. All these are very loose. It seems like they probably never had any tension in them. They're so loose, every single one of them is the same way. But very cool. They're dirty, but very cool pieces. So in this next bag, I see these marked with 2 stamps. So I just had to go in the house and look them up because I was too curious. So that's actually stamps from Snap-on. There's, I believe, a 32 and a 33 stamp there. So maybe this is like a mid-year. The reason why it has both stamps. But these are some of the first tools they sold. Not these particular ones, of course, but just the first ones that they had in their lineup. Because they go back to the late 20s, I believe. These are some very old 8-point sockets. $21.30. You know, I think I did pay up for the lot, but man, these are pretty unique to have something that's, you know, 90 years old, and so many from the same era. Very cool. Next out of the box is a hex wrench set. There's the number on this one. Looks like a couple are missing from the smallest pouch down here. Maybe if there's supposed to be 3 in here, there's 1 missing here, possibly a couple missing up here, but it looks to be mostly there. Next we have an older half-inch L710 ratchet. This is the one that had like that flat profile in the handle. Unfortunately, this one is completely locked up in both directions. It's even hard to shift, so maybe it's got some corrosion there. Obviously around here is corrosion, could be inside as well. I'll have to see if I can't get that one working, but it's completely locked, it won't do anything. So next up we have this T-handle slider 3/8 breaker. This is a number F5, and again this one has that old stamp on it. Next up we do have a number of wrenches. These are newer, not necessarily like new, just newer than the stuff we've seen so far. Got some of these open-end flare nut wrenches. Let's see, I got 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, all SAE. And then there's also a 5/8 and a couple of these small ignition wrenches, angle head ignition wrenches. So this is a metric set, 3/8 deep. And I think these are actually impact rated. Obviously they have some silver, some black. I don't think these are like an industrial code. I think that's impact rated. I'm not sure they're all there as far as a complete set, but obviously most of them. Next is a S12 half-inch extension. It's got that clover leaf again, so quite a few of the clover leaves in here if you're looking for 33. Another cool piece to go with the other ones. Last out of the box is this S710 half-inch ratchet. This thing is pretty well worn. It does turn. Sounds horrible, but a good cleaning might get it back. Although this button looks like someone beat the hell out of it. Maybe put something else in there other than the button that belongs in there. So pretty well used, but I think I can clean it up. I think I can make it work fine again. sounds horrible now. Okay, I went through and counted. There's 116 pieces here. I thought I counted 119 when I looked back at the auction. I'll have to go back and look to see if it was 119. Otherwise, I'm missing 3 pieces, and I'll have to try to figure out what those 3 pieces are. But that is going to be all for this one. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.